I do voices.
Yes!
Bedtime stories with Roger.
Good evening, children. It's Uncle Roger with another bedtime story. Are you tucked up in bed? Are you cuddling Teddy? Good. Then let's begin. This one's called The School Bus, The Cliff, and the Megalodon. It's another good one. Once upon a time, there was a school trip to Spain. It was a very wealthy school because they hired a luxury school bus and were driven all the way from London to the north coast of Spain. It was obviously a wealthy school because they didn't fly on Ryanair, and what with the cost of fuel these days, it must have cost them a small fortune to drive there. Anyway, I digress. The driver was a Spaniard called Pepe. He was a secret alcoholic, and whenever the bus stopped for a break, Pepe would have a few sips from his hidden bottle of whiskey. The teachers realized something was wrong when Pepe started to sing a well-known Gypsy King song, burst into tears, and screaming for his ex-wife Madalena, and then laugh hysterically. Just as Mrs. Perkins, the history teacher, unfastened her seatbelt and went to check on him, Pepe swerved the bus around a bend and went through the safety barrier, resulting in the bus becoming airborne.
It's not an airbus!
Screamed Robin from seat 1A as the bus started to plummet 1,000 feet down into a ravine. The impact resulted in many fractured limbs and poor Mrs. Perkins being ejected from the bus through a side window. Pepe continued to cry, screaming out a drunken medley of Gypsy King's hits, even as the coach rolled violently over and over again. Eventually, it came to rest on the bank of a river. Suddenly, a random wave knocked the teetering bus into the wild, raging river and out into the Bay of Biscay. Just as the children didn't think it could get any worse, a Megalodon swallowed the bus whole, and everyone perished. The end. Now, I don't want you to think about the school bus plunging down the cliff. I don't want you to think about the multiple compound fractures. I don't want you to think about Pepe and his ghastly teeth. And I certainly don't want you to think about the big, scary Megalodon. I want you to sleep well. Please tune in next week for another riveting story titled Timmy, Mummy, and the Beggar. Until next time, children, good night. The driver was a Spaniard called Pepe. He was a secret alcoholic, and whenever the bus stopped for a break, Pepe would have a few sips from his hidden bottle of whiskey.
Bedtime stories with Roger.
I do voices.
Yeah!